Hi guys, I am Daniel from Guindy Times. Guindy Times is the official newspaper club of CEG, ACTEC and SAP.
Hi guys, I am Dhivyadharshini from AUSEC, official student entrepreneurship club of AUSEC. Today we have with us the most innovative thinker and who have our heart with him, none other than Mr. Nawaz Mohammed, the founder of Wedding Biriyani and the founder director of Cold Barbecue. We are happy to have you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, sir. Truly, it's an amazing experience to have you here. Let's start off straight away with our round one, known as yes or no. Sir, you got with us two placards, one showing tick and the other showing cross. We'll ask you a single one-liner and you have to show the placard. It's simple as that. Sure. It's yes or no. First step. We'll go easy on it. Do you like to have biryani as breakfast?
That's cool, sir. The second question is, have you been a chef or had to be a chef to cook biryani in your hotel in any of the special circumstances?
Yes and no. I've cooked
So you
some
can
occasions.
pick both of the cards.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. I know you have such an impeccable record. I mean, you itself said it's like 23 cooking interviews successful out of 24. Am I right, sir?
Yeah.
So my question is, have you ever overcooked a meal?
I have.
That's fine. So the next question is, you have been in restaurant management for so long. Have you ever thought that the hotel management is not so easy or it's disgusting at any point of time?
I've not thought as disgusting, but at times I've thought as it's not easy.
Answer is yes.
Nice, sir. Have you ever crashed a Muslim wedding for biryani, sir? சும்மா அப்படியே நைஸா போய் ஒரு வாய் சாப்பிட்டு வரணும்.
Yes.
Amazing, sir.
That's fine.
We all have done this.
The last question for the round is, if you're supposed to have a food for the rest of your life, would you prefer biryani?
Yes.
That's so. With this, we are ending the finishing off the first round, and the second round is most frequently asked questions for you, sir. The first question is, at what stage of your life you realized that you wanna start a restaurant, and what made you do that?
That's while studying 8th standard, and I was at this fair selling cutlets. So my sister used to make good cutlets, so I learned the recipe from her, borrowed 300 rupees and started selling cutlets at Kottrupuram Housing Board Fair. I made 55% profit. I thought becoming rich by selling food is easy. So since then I always wanted to start a food business.
Amazing, sir. Sir, let's go back a few years down the memory lane. You started Cold Barbecue in around 2015 in Velvikram.
Yeah, that was the end of 2015, you can say 2016.
Amazing, sir. What was your mindset, sir? You did that. It was amazing. Before itself, you had some experience. How was the mindset when you were like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board and let's create a wedding and pair it with biryani to make the wedding biryani? What was the mindset?
The first mindset was like, I have to make it. Earlier I was doing it. I was a failed entrepreneur I've been into business for 8 years. I was a failed entrepreneur, but when it became successful, I wasn't getting what I was supposed to get, what I was promised. So that's time I quit the business that I started and then wanted to start Cold Barbecues. So your question was about Cold Barbecues, right?
Yes, sir. What was your mindset?
Yeah. So initially I started business because I wanted to become rich. And so that wasn't a stronger purpose, it was just a kind of dream or just kind of this thing. But later on during the year, like my wife had sacrificed every jewelry that she had. My parents have done enough for me to support me. They were supporting me with their pension money that they were getting. So this time my purpose was for my family, for myself. I didn't want it to be recognized as a failure. So I wanted to give everything. So during the initial years, I was wearing a captain uniform, meeting all the customers that was walking into the restaurant, taking feedback and correcting everything now and then. So my main purpose was for me, my family and for my generation, for my team. That was the mindset. No matter what, do whatever it takes and make it big.
That seems great. The next question for us, one thing that spoiled biryani according to you. It can be a method or a meal or whatever.
What spoils biryani?
Yeah.
If if you don't add the right proportion of water while boiling it, or if you overboil the rice, it's supposed to be parboiled for around 40% before you make the dum. So if you add a little bit of more water, it can spoil at the earliest possible. And many restaurants and shops sell biryani, but they don't keep it at the temperature above 65 degrees. If you don't keep it that way, then it will get infected by bacteria and then it can spoil soon. So you will have to maintain the temperature after you do this.
Sir, I sure learned now how to cook a biryani, sir. Sir, I know, let's go back. The pandemic, we all know how it's mentally affected every industry, especially tourism as well as culinary restaurant. What did you do to boost the morale of yourself and the people who work with and in and around you?
See, I decided I wanted to start up a business that's completely for me, for my family, for my team. So I wanted to own completely. I didn't want to do it in a partnership thing. So when we were researching of what concept to launch first, because I had a very limited amount of funds, and so ice cream, pizzeria, cafe, then Mediterranean food. A lot of food came to mind, but biryani was one thing that everybody was craving for. Like people were missing the weddings that was happening around, and my many non-Muslim friends were calling me to send them a cup of biryani for them. So all this inspired, and biryani is a meal that's had in good and bad times. Like people have it during weddings and even at funerals. So that's the only reason that we started with the biryani. So we wanted to recreate the same experience what people were getting at the Muslim weddings. So that's how we thought we'd launch the wedding biryani.
Thank you, sir. That was
Thank you.
That's it. We are moving to the next round. The name of the round is off the top of your head. So when I say like random words, so what comes to your mind first, you can say that.
Sure.
So the first word is weird food combinations.
Weird food combination. I've seen people eating at cold barbecues. They take biryani with gulab jamuns, mint chutney, and ice cream. So that is one thing I've seen my customers doing it.
But what according to you is
For,
have you
for
tried
me,
weird food combinations?
for me, I like to have chapati with Mysore pak. So I love it.
yeah, sir. Hotel management.
Yeah.
What's one thing that pops into your mind when you hear the word hotel management?
Hotel management.
It should be random and quick.
Hotel management, it's hospitality, looking after people, taking care of others' needs and desires. That's hotel management.
Yes, sir. Then what comes to your mind when I say the word entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is not easy. There are going to be a lot of failures. I mean, you're not going to lose, but there'll be failures during your journey. But you won't lose anything until you stop, you quit. So never quit. You will never lose. There might be failures, but there will be success someday. Keep trying.
Sir, what comes into your mind when you say birthday at cold barbecue?
Birthday cold barbecue. We wanted to create memorable experience at cold barbecue. So cold barbecue is basically just not a buffet restaurant. It's a fun. It's a place where we celebrate food and life. So whether it's a birthday or any special occasion, we make it very memorable for the guests walking.
Yes, sir. With this, we wind up round 3. Thank you, sir. It was amazing to have you.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.